Hello, my name's Lisa, and I wanted to give an update on basically how the Corlanor is working for me now. I think it's been almost a year. It might be a little over a year that I've been on it, and I started on the 2.5 milligrams twice a day initially, and then it was increased to 5 milligrams twice a day when my pulse still wasn't, as low as they wanted, and I was still, pretty symptomatic from the POTS. Oh, hello, Ellie. So all of a sudden, a couple months ago, I've kind of been having these episodes the whole time. So what's happening during these like crazy fatigue episodes that I'm getting, it's like it hits out of the blue, crazy fast. All of a sudden, I feel like my eyelids are heavy. I can't keep my eyelids open. My sclera of my eyes get really, really red, and I pretty much I'm out. And at first I thought, oh, maybe it has to do with blood sugar. Nope, doesn't have to do with blood sugar. My blood sugar is always fine at that time. Then I thought, well, maybe it's my vital signs. Maybe it's my pulse and blood pressure. I did notice my blood pressure does go down a little bit when it happens, but my pulse doesn't really do anything. And overall, I don't think it's enough to cause something like this. So, most of the times I end up falling asleep for a few hours, and this could be right after I wake up. It's just crazy. And the other thing is I get this really floaty feeling, and I don't really know how to explain that. It's almost like the dizziness, but like on steroids. I'm being attacked by a 8-month-old golden retriever puppy, diabetes alert service dog in training. Help me. And anyway, yeah, it's that really, just a crazy floaty feeling. Those of you that have maybe seen some of my videos probably know, I've lost my hair at this point. This is not my hair. And I'm mostly retired these days. The last couple times I did try to go work, I'm a registered nurse. Once I ended up in the ICU for 5 days, 5 nights, I don't know. It's just been difficult. Any of you are new, I basically have had episodes of SVT. I've been defibrillated once. I do not recommend that. And had a 5-night stay in the ICU. That was not fun. And then I was also diagnosed with inappropriate sinus tachycardia and POTS, and that's kind of where they came up with needing the Corlanor for me versus regular meds like metoprolol or, let's see, what else did they have me on at one point? Propanolol. But I actually have low blood pressure as well, so those were making my blood pressure go into, the low 80s, my diastolic, which was making me even more symptomatic. So basically, I've been just on the Corlanor. So he did recommend, my cardiologist, that I basically reduce it to 5 milligrams to 2.5 milligrams twice a day, basically going back to my starting dose. And I've done that for just about a week now, and I'm still kind of having the same symptoms. Oh, the dog just fell in the pool. You gonna go swimming? Who doesn't love a swim when the pool is probably 70 degrees, 60 degrees? Anyway, okay, so I'm kind of wondering, any of you who've been on Corlanor and you've been on it long term, I'm kind of wondering, when I'm searching side effects, I am seeing all of these are potential side effects, but it just seems weird to me that it came out of the blue. So I'm kind of wondering if anyone else has been through this and what's helped you, just out of curiosity. I think that's pretty much it. That's my only update. I know there's so many of us out there since what 4 years ago happened, and personally I did have COVID pneumonia, and I did get the monoclonal antibodies, but I never got the that I can't name, or it's just gonna flag this video. So oh boy, what are you guys doing? So that's pretty much it. I still have good days and bad days. I really feel lousy compared to how I did 4 years ago. I feel like my my life is just not what it was 4 years ago. And at this point, sorry, insulin pump. At this point, I don't think it ever is going to go back to normal. There was a time, and even my cardiologist and my pathophysiologist, or electrophysiologist, sorry, were thinking that, there's so many people that are coming in with all the same symptoms, and it's probably just going to get better over time. Well, I don't know. I'm not so hopeful, because for me, I just continue to kind of take this slow downward, I don't even know what, but I don't know. Okay. Anyone else going through this, I feel for you. There's so many of us, it's just an interesting life these days. So, but it's a journey. So I am still trying to train Elizaveta, my now 8-month-old diabetes alert service dog in training. She's doing beautiful with her diabetes alert. She's actually live alerting like crazy on myself and my daughter Grace, who's 19, who's also type 1. But as far as like the public access, where she's playing right now, as far as the public access, we've definitely slowed down on that. Ellie! A lot of that is by the time I get her feeding done every day, her walks, and get her worn out and ready to go outside, then I am just completely exhausted. So I pretty much am just doing what I can do at this point. And I do, of course, still have Cooper, my 9-year-old professionally trained diabetes alert service dog, who obviously I can take out whenever I need, because he is still absolutely beautifully trained at 9. Cooper, what you got? And I guess the only update on Elizaveta, the doggy in training, is we did go to the dog park today in our neighborhood for the first time in 3.5 years that we've lived here. And she actually made a puppy friend and had the best day. So she's actually going to be having puppy play dates with that puppy from now on. I just can't wait for that. And the only other thing I didn't mention probably is I haven't been making a lot of videos, and a lot of that is, just these day-to-day personal struggles that, again, I know there's, so many out there in the same boat, and I feel for anyone dealing with medical stuff, because it's not very fun. But anyway, I did have a 5-night stay in the hospital. Oh, puppy's back in the pool again. I did have a 5-night stay in the hospital a couple months ago now. Basically what happened with that was I got up in the morning and I was just kind of feeling nauseous, didn't really feel good, which a lot of my mornings go like that anyway. But all of a sudden I started getting the most severe stomach cramping I have ever had in my life, hands down. So the night before we went out to eat at Hoop-de-Doo Review, I was the only one that woke up, with issues, and all I ate was meat because I do low carb, from the type 1 diabetes. And anyhow, the pain was so bad that after about, I think, an hour of my husband trying to get me dressed and in the car, I literally couldn't move. And so we did end up calling the ambulance. The ambulance got me to the hospital. They did a CT scan and they said I had pancolitis, which is the entire colon is just inflamed and swollen and not good. They did a lot of lab work, and I had, my inflammatory markers were crazy high. My CRP was 72. I had just crazy, my labs were just all over the place. My protein was extremely low. So basically what happened was they ended up keeping me for 5 days because my labs were disaster. I was in mild DKA from this happening in my body. They found inflammation throughout the colon, and they found a lot of sores and just not very good stuff. So at this point, they're not really sure. She thinks I have pancreatic enzyme insufficiency, so now I have to take medication before I eat to help digest. And as far as like colitis or Crohn's, she was thinking it's possible. I also carry the antibodies for, the antibodies, they were for Crohn's, I think. It was 2 antibodies I was positive for, the IgG and the IgA. But anyway, she isn't quite sure. She said she's not convinced. She wants to do a follow-up colonoscopy, which I'm going to have in January, so we'll see how that goes. But, you know, it's just crazy because 4 years ago, you know, my life was pretty normal except for type 1 diabetes and just having the normal stuff that comes along with that. But now it's just crazy, just the day-to-day stuff and the doctor's visits and the specialist and the hospitalizations since. And it's like, I just feel like I'm on this just slow, you know, slope down, like this slippery slope down. It's very frustrating. My husband's still extremely active, and I feel like I don't really keep up with him anymore, which is crazy. Ah, I'm being attacked again. Ah! Okay, wearing the dog out at the same time. So anyway, I think that's it. I'm trying to get back into, you know, making videos. I know the people that I tend to watch that have like the same issues, it really helps me personally. So, okay, enough. So I'm doing this really in hopes that maybe there's someone out there at some point that my words will help. I guess that's what I'm hoping in the long run. But anyhow, oh, Ellie, wait, no, stop. I hope you all have a blessed week, and hopefully I will be starting to make videos again of the snakes and the puppy in training and just all the health stuff. And that's it. I hope everyone's having a beautiful day, and thanks so much for watching.